Ladies and gentlemen, meet Stubborn Git. He's a hardcore Ironman, one thing in mind, to get every single skill in the game to 99. But the catch is, he can't get hits. So, join me on this adventure as we see if it is truly possible. So, questing in RuneScape. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? It's not really meant to be fancy, it's not meant to be crazy. Obviously you're going to get some super easy quests like Cook's Assistant. All you need to do is bring egg, flour and milk. Bob's your uncle, you're done. Or even better yet, you could have Romeo and Juliet, we have to run around for 5 straight minutes. It's not always that straightforward. So what I'm trying to tell you guys here is that we started some quests today on the stream, and it was somewhat straightforward, right? We had Romeo and Juliet, we had Goblin Diplomacy, as I say, we had Cook's Assistant as well. Now, let me just tell you guys one thing, okay? It's easy doing these quests when you're just blasting through them, not giving a care in the world. But if you're trying to do them hitless, that is a completely different thing entirely. And here are 3 very good examples of this. So we have the quest below Ice Mountain. Now, on face value, this is a very straightforward quest. It unlocks a very nice place on the map, where you can obviously do mining, and you can get yourself some runecraft and XP to boot. But there's the caveat. There is this ancient guardian right here you have to try and avoid. And of course, if you guys have done this quest, I'm sure you have, you would know that, well, it appears literally right in your face, and it is guaranteed to hit you. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? I hope you do. Because if you don't, I can show you another quest, Pirate's Treasure. Now, this one was just super straightforward, okay? I did this in today's live stream, and let me tell you one thing and one thing only. I was disappointed. When I got to the end here, the note reads, visit the City of the White Knights in the park. Saradomin points to the X which marks the spot. Indeed he does. However, it does not tell you that you're going to get jump scared by a farmer. Yes, a level 4 farmer. Oh my dear lord. You're so scared of a farmer, 3D. Of course I am, because I can't get hits, right? So this farmer will practically jump up in your face. It says right here is optional. Yes, it is optional. However, he will still aggro you on the get-go. Now this is somewhat of a complication for me when it comes to this run. Because at the end of the day, this is annoying. This is a super duper easy quest to do. I had everything literally ready for this. I was gearing myself up to complete this one, hand it in, get myself the quest points, and ultimately do Dragon Slayer whenever the heck I get around to doing that, which by the way I'll get into a moment's time. But man, this just came right at the very end, didn't it? So I was watching a guide on this one, and the person in the guide, they had the farmer jump scare them, they hit it for 7, and bam, he was dead. Well, they had a 0 hit splat. However, I can't guarantee that, can I now? That's the only problem there. And then you look at Vampire Slayer. Now, this is another good little example of enemies kind of not really jump scaring you, but they more so lock you into position before you can move away. So basically, Vampire Slayer, I'll jog your guys' memories of this one. This is actually a pretty cool image here to show you lot, okay? This is a very interesting quest. Yes, you can safe spot this, however, you have to tiptoe around it. So obviously, when Mr. Count Draenor pops out of his coffin, he essentially starts aggroing you. Of course he does, because you awoke him from his slumber, you rude person. But basically, to do this safe spot, you have to let him follow you. You can't run away, otherwise it ain't gonna work. And to get him to follow you means you have to take numerous amounts of hits. You see where I'm going here? This is where the whole free-to-play kind of like thing seems so easy on the nutshell. But my god, when you actually crack that nutshell open, and then you're doing something stupid like I am, trying to do these quests hitless. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it is a nightmare. You know, this run is literally just a nightmare, okay, when it comes to simple quests. Now, you're probably wondering, what is your go-around for this one? What are you going to do, 3D, to actually get around this? Well, here we go. I gotta get my prayer to 43, okay? Because obviously, once you get your prayer to 43, that allows you to unlock the fine and dandy Protect for Melee. And of course, Protect for Melee is very, very commonly used in a lot of scenarios. But I just have to wait for that. That is essentially how this run will be unlocked, in a way. And how all of these quests will become easy and doable. But there's so many areas I need to access, right? I need to get to the giants. So, the hill giants. I need to get to, obviously, these quest points. I need to get over here. Over in, I always forget the name of it, actually. What is the name of this place over here? The Fine and Dandy. There we go. Cam Dozzle. I need to get to Cam Dozzle. But I can't do that because that annoying enemy pops up. This is essentially where things become a complication for this. And we are trying to tiptoe around at the moment. Still leveling up our combat level, almost 33, which is fantastic. Today we made excellent strides to getting better on our skills here, as you can clearly see. But it's just those quests, right? And this brings me to the big daddy, which is obviously Dragon Slayer 1. And this is the big one. This is the one that everybody wants to do if they're free to play. But of course, to do this, you need to get 32 quest points in order to access the guild. And to get these quest points, you obviously have to do all these quests here. And of course, to do this quest, you need to obviously do other steps for it. It's gonna be a marathon. I have said this in a live stream, how this is a marathon, not a sprint. And obviously, with everything going on at the moment, it is very much telltale at that time. We are slowly progressing though. By the time we get to these quests, I can almost guarantee I'll probably one-shot a lot of stuff. But I'll probably have to do a lot of other stuff as well in the process to get little bits done. How ironic would it be if once I get my 43 prayer, I'm still not going to land 32 quest points? Oh, I don't even know, man. So some of these quests have some high-end enemy levels. So obviously, it's going to be a struggle, really, if I'm using mage or range or whatever it is, right? It's going to be a very... It's going to be something I'm going to have to get accustomed to as well. Because I'm not used to the whole tiptoeing around things. When I played RuneScape in the past, I always just ran in there, guns blazing, right? With my fists up, ready to punch someone in the face. That's what I always did. But now, this is a whole new board game for me. And it is really, really interesting how this whole entire thing is unfolding. At the moment in the stream, we are currently mining for 4,100 iron ore. Which you're probably wondering, why the heck are you doing that for, 3D? Well, I'm trying to get myself this smithing up here. And I actually did the math. 4,100 iron ore gets me to 62 smithing. But then after that, I realised that iron ore has a 50-50% chance. So a 50% chance of actually not giving you anything in return. Well, that's for another time entirely, okay? I can explain it to you guys in another video. But essentially, we are making strides in all of these skills here. And things are starting to open up. They're starting to come into fruition at the moment, I would say. And it is really showing as well how... I guess it's in a way where we're poking at areas I thought I would never poke at. I was training in the Barbarian Village for the 3rd time on this account. I was training my Mage and my Ranged again. I hadn't done that since what? Last weekend? Hell, I hadn't even been to Barbarian Village since 20 years ago. You guys probably know where I'm on about here, okay? Is that these fins are in strides, and these quests here, man, these quests are just staring at me right in the face. And they're just shouting at me saying, 3D, you have to do this, you have to do these quests, okay? You need to progress, my friend. I haven't actually counted how many quest points you get for all of these. But the problem is as well, is that the quest points are so minimal. It's either 1, 2, or 3. The only ones that give 5 were Romeo and Juliet and Goblin Diplomacy. Everything else gives less than that, which is just stupid to me. But of course, they're trying to get you into members and all of that jazz. They don't really want you to be free to play forever, which is why most of these quests are pretty mundane and kind of whatever. But yeah, that is me rambling on there. That is me going to finish up the video, because otherwise I'm going to go on forever. But yeah, that is the life of quests for a Hitless account. Something you guys probably have never ever seen before in your life. Obviously not. And it's an interesting one. So you guys are going to join me on this journey, okay? You're going to join me and my camel friend over here, who keeps popping in and out on the shot. Owl the Camel. What a name. But yes. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on today's video. I really do appreciate it. If anyone, please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well. Go check out my other video uploaded on Monday of this week, where I basically introduced you guys to the run and what it was all about. If you don't join me in the videos, please do join me in the live streams. We have a lot of fun in those. Obviously doing all of these skills here. We try to mix and match. We try to do 2 hours of one thing, 2 hours of another, a couple of hours of another. You know, trying to make it a little bit fresh every time. Gearing up to that 43 prayer. I've done it, guys. Take care, stay safe, all that good stuff. And goodbye for now. Bye-bye.